Hi, this is Zach from visionswell.com, back again with another video. This time, I'm here to tell you how to create your own emergency wallet. Now, you might be asking, what's the point of an emergency wallet? Well, the point of an emergency wallet, especially when you're traveling, is that if, God forbid, you were robbed, you lost your passport, you lost your wallet, someone took your phone, you would be shit out of luck. As a way to kind of have a fail-safe for that, I've created an emergency wallet. And not only do I take this on travel where I'm flying on an airplane, domestic, or flying to an international destination, but I also like to keep this in my car when I'm at home. Always make sure to keep this hidden somewhere. So if it's in my car, I may stick it somewhere where no one would look. It could be with my spare tire. It could be anywhere that someone wouldn't normally look for valuables. And it's something that is really important to have near you or easily accessible just in case the worst should happen. When I travel and I do one-bag travel, I like to hide it in clothing, hide it in a food bag, hide it somewhere where people wouldn't necessarily look for money or things like that. And the point of an emergency wallet like this is kind of a get out of jail free card, something that you can depend on when the worst happens, and something that you can use to get out of a sticky situation. So what we have here is a Tom Bin mystery pouch. This is the mini version. It also comes in a size called small that is a little bit bigger than this and could fit a passport. But really, the bag is not important here. What matters is that it's about the size of a wallet. You could use a Ziploc bag, you could use an envelope, you could use basically any smaller pouch or smaller wallet, just somewhere to keep all of this stuff. So what's in this bag? Well, let's take a look inside. So you'll see the pile of stuff here, and I'll go through it individually. First of all, you have all of this documentation. So what this is basically paper copies, duplicates of my passport as well as my driver's license. So obviously I'm not going to show personally identifying information online right now, but so I found a picture of Mr. Bean on an example of a passport, but make a high quality photo of your passport, print it out, and make sure that you have that readily accessible in case you lost your passport. If you're international, this is especially important. You could go to an embassy and show them this, and they may be able to help you out. It's just a fail-safe to have a copy of your passport in case you lost it or it was stolen. This next item is a copy of my driver's license. I may not have it blown up like this. Again, it's Mr. Bean, but I would have a copy of my driver's license so that I had proof of my name, my address, things like that to go along with the passport information. So this is also really important to have in case your wallet is stolen, you lose your ID. You could take this to an embassy and speak to them, or if you were traveling back, you could tell the TSA agent that you had lost your ID or you were robbed, and they would be able to help you out more easily if they had something proving your name and address and things like that. Next up, we have two little notes here. The first one is a list of emergency contacts. It could be things like your parents, your wife, your boss, your doctor. I would suggest including both a phone number and an email address just in case they can't reach them by phone, so that you have written record of things that are going on. But this is really helpful to have in case you need to reach people and you lost your phone. Nobody remembers phone numbers anymore, so it's good to have a place where it's written down in case you get into trouble and you need to contact someone, or if you were hurt and the person person that found you or the medical assistance that's helping you needs to contact people, this is something that could really help in that situation. Additionally, this piece of paper takes a little bit of explaining. Basically, I have numbered 1 through 5. This is just an example, but I keep hints or codes or some kind of way to help me remember my 5 most important passwords. This could be something like my email, my Apple account, my banking, my credit card website logins, anything that is vital to your survival as far as getting access to money, getting access to your identifying information, getting access to communication channels, your Google Drive, anything like that. It's important to not list them, the actual passwords they have in case someone stole this wallet too, but just that you have a way to figure out and remember your most important passwords. I have a lot of methods of doing this, but these are just some examples, like your favorite dish on your dog's birthday, your spouse's favorite coffee order, just things that aren't easily found out by people who don't know you, but can represent different passwords, and then numbers and letters and words that mean them to you. Then, I know this is just a Costco card, but what this represents is a reloadable debit card. I'm not going to show that on camera, obviously, but I use a company called Revolut, and it's an app and also service where you can set up a reloadable debit card and put a certain amount of money on there as an emergency backup. I usually keep around $500 to $1,000 in there at all times, just in case I was in trouble. I would be able to get transportation to an embassy. I might be able to get a taxi. I would be able to feed myself, buy emergency clothing, maybe pick up a preloaded, prepaid cell phone, anything like that. It is essential to have access to money. Additionally, I usually keep around $100 in cash in this wallet for the same reasons: to pay for a taxi, to pay for food, to pay for clothing. And you may be in a place where they may not accept cards, but cash is always good. If you're in another country or traveling internationally, you would probably want to keep a similar amount of the local currency just in case. No matter what, it's important to have an emergency stash of money when you get in trouble. And then the last piece of this kit, this is basically a little USB-A adapter to read SD cards. So in case that you didn't have somewhere to plug in a mini SD card, you could use this to plug into a USB-A slot in a computer or something like that, in a library or wherever, in case you needed to access your information. And within this is a little mini SD card. This one is 32 gigabytes, so you don't need much space if it's just documents, so I keep a small one. And basically this is a digital copy of all of the things like my passport and my driver's license and the password hints and my emergency contacts and things like that. Just in case of emergency, I had a digital way to get to these things as well, as opposed to just the paper copies in case they got wet or damaged in some way, they were unreadable. This is just a backup of all that personal documentation. The one note I would say is, if you're going to keep something like this, a digital copy, I would suggest you use encrypted files or password locked files of some sort. So in case this got into the wrong hands, they wouldn't have access to all your information. Just make sure that if there's one password you remember, it's the cryptography key and how to access these files. So make sure that this is locked down and secure if you're going to carry it with you. In the end, the most important thing is that you have emergency backups of identification and money and emergency contact information, just in case you get to a point where you have no way of accessing those things otherwise. This can save you when you're in a pinch, and it's incredibly important to keep things like this in your car or when you travel, so that you have a way to get out of trouble if you get into trouble and you're not stuck and completely without any way to contact people, feed yourself, get clothing, get transportation. So I would highly suggest that this is something you consider keeping in your kit, keeping in your travel gear, your car, anywhere that you think you would be outside of the house and you might possibly get into trouble if you were to be robbed or to lose your phone and your wallet. Thanks for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm a small channel and I'm growing, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and let me know your comments below, any feedback, what type of videos you like. I really appreciate it.